Hello everyone, this is Tutor Corner LLC, and today we'll be solving for x in one-step and multi-step equations. Now before we actually get to that, what we need to quickly cover is PEMDAS. For those of you who are familiar with the order of operations, I will write this down so you have some notes on it. PEMDAS is the order of solving a problem in math. So P stands for parentheses, E for exponent, M for multiplication, D for division, A for addition, and S for subtraction. Now, when solving for a problem such as this, we will need to use this list right here to kind of break down the way we solve this, okay? So think of this as the parentheses being in tier 1, followed by the exponent, whereas division and multiplication are in the same tier, and last but not least, addition and subtraction. So with the order of operation, we're always going to start with the P, the E, followed by the M, D, A, and then S. So now we're going to kind of analyze what's going on here. Do we have a parentheses in here? Yes, we do. It is in fact right here. So we're going to start off with that and try to solve that. So inside the parentheses, we have 2 squared plus 3. Okay, so we've kind of worked down the parentheses. Now, do we have another set of parentheses in there? Nope. So now we're going to go into the exponent. Do we have an exponent somewhere here? Yes, we do, which is the 2 squared. 2 squared, that is 2 times 2, which is 4. Now, we don't have any set of parentheses. Exponent, no multiplication here, no division. However, we do have addition. So 4 plus 3, that is 7. And from here on, we're going to write down everything that we haven't touched in terms of the original problem we were presented. There you go. So now we're gonna go back to this rule or set of rules that we have with PEMDAS. Obviously, we have taken care of the parentheses, everything inside the parentheses. Now we go to the exponent. Are there any exponents here? And as you can see, there's no exponent. Now next up is multiplication. There is multiplication here. If you're not familiar, when two numbers are next to each other, in which one of them is inside the parentheses, then they are being multiplied. So 5 times 7, you should get 35. And we're done with that operation. So we'll just rewrite everything else. Okay? So now we'll try to reevaluate. No set of parentheses there. No exponent. No more multiplication. Now, division. Is there a division? Yes. 6 divided by 2, that is 3. And you notice here that after every single operation that I do to the problem, we go back and check the rules. That is the method of trying to solve these kinds of problems in math. Okay? So now we have 35 minus 3, and no set of parentheses, no exponent, no multiplication, no division, no addition. Last but not least, therefore, is subtraction. So 35 minus 3, you should get 32, and that is our final answer. So that right there is just a quick overview of PEMDAS before we move on to solving for x in one-step and multi-step equations. Okay? So I'll slide this on over. one-step equations. Is in the format of AX, sorry, not AX, usually is X plus A equals B. Provided that A and B are numbers. Okay, so let's do a quick example so that way you kind of understand what's going on here. And we went over PEMDAS because the thing about solving for x here is everything has to be the opposite of what you're trying to do. For instance, we have x plus 4 equals 8. Now, let's go over to PEMDAS. No parentheses, no exponent, no multiplication, division. We do have addition, however. You see this? Plus 4, that is an addition. So the main thing here that we're going to focus on is the x. So what is going on with the x? And we can see here that 4 is being added to the x. Now remember these tiers? This is what will help us understand what is the opposite of the operation we are trying to do. In this case, we are adding 4. So we're adding, therefore the opposite is subtracting. So we are going to do the opposite. So we are going to subtract 4 to both sides. So treat the equal sign as a wall, and whatever you do on the left side, you also do on the right side. Okay? So 4 minus 4, that is 0. And we are left with x plus 0. 8 minus 4, that is 4. And try to get rid of the 0, we have x equals 4. Therefore, x is alone, which is our goal. Our answer is x equals 4. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. The key here is we are trying to isolate x, and that everything you do to the left side, you're also doing on the right side, and using PEMDAS in terms of the doing the opposite of the operation to solve for x. Let's give you another example just to kind of solidify this knowledge. Let's say we have x minus 8 equals 10. As you can see, this is still in the same format as x plus a, or plus or minus a, I should say, equals b. So, what operation are we doing here for x? Try to think about that. And you can pause this video too if you like. So, you notice that x is, you're subtracting 8 from x, and going into the set of rules here, the opposite of subtraction is addition. So we're going to add 8 to both sides. Remember, we have to create a wall. Whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. Draw a line. Negative 8 plus 8, that is 0. It should always equal to 0 if you choose the right number. 10 plus 8, that's 18. And we're left with x minus 0 equals 18. Or the 0 just disappears. Therefore, our answer is x equals 18. Hopefully that makes more sense. So that is how to solve one-step equations. Okay? You can pause the video if you'd like to catch up on writing these things down. But in the meantime, I'm going to move on to multi-step equations. A quick overview of it. So multi-step equations. This is in the format of ax plus or minus b equals c. Now we're going to do the same idea. We're going to apply the same idea in which the goal is to isolate x, and in the process of doing that, you are using the reverse operations, which is what we did with PEMDAS. And the last one, the other rule that we have to do is do to the left what you do to the right. Okay? So multi-step equations. Let's give an example here. Example 1, let's say we have 2x plus 3 equals 11. Okay? So here's what we're gonna do. Remember PEMDAS? Going back to PEMDAS, I'm just gonna write it down on the side so that way we know the abbreviation. Okay, this is where the opposite, instead of going to P to S, we will be going from S to P. Now this applies whenever you're solving for x in equations such as these. So is there a subtraction? No. Is there an addition? Yes. 3 is being added to x. What is the opposite of addition? Subtraction. So we're gonna subtract that number 3, draw the wall. Whatever you do to the left, you also do to the right. So 3 minus 3, that becomes 0. It should always equal to 0. Now 11 minus 3, we know that is 8, right? Obviously the 0 disappears, so we have 2x and then 8 on the right side. Now going back to PEMDAS. D for division. Do we have any divisions here? No. M. Do we have multiplication? Yes. So as you can see here, as I've talked about, whenever two items, such as two numbers or a number and a variable, or two variables are next to each other, with or without parentheses, usually they're multiplying. So 2 times x, the opposite of multiplication is what? Division. So we're going to divide that by 2 and the right side by 2. So 2 divided by 2, that's just 1x. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And obviously the 1 you can just cancel out if you want, or you can just leave it there. Therefore our answer is x equals 4. Okay? Here's the process if you'd like to take a look at it again. Alright, let's move on to another example. Let's do an example 2 with multi-step equations, in which, let's say you have 3x minus 4 equals 11. And if it helps you, I recommend writing PEMDAS next to it, so that way you know the operations. So remember, you're always going from the right to the left in terms of solving equations. Now, do we have S, subtraction? Yes, we do. And what is the opposite of S? Addition. So right here, whatever is being subtracted, we need to add that. Let's draw the wall. Add 4 to both sides. Negative 4 plus 4, that is 0. 11 plus 4, that is 15. And you bring down whatever you did not use with the operation. Okay? And that 0 can just go away, so we'll just rewrite everything as is. Now, is there division? there's no fraction or any sort of symbol for division. There is multiplication, however, which is next in the list. 3 next to the x, that's 3 times x. So what's the opposite of division? Multiplication right there, I'm sorry. That would be division. So remember, we use the same number, 3, whatever's next to the x. Like the x is being multiplied by 3, so we're dividing it by 3. So 3 by 3, that's just 1x. 15 divided by 3, and you should get 5 for that. Now, obviously you can just cross out the 1 in front of the x because that could be redundant, or you can keep it. It's just a matter of preference. Now we have x equals 5, and that's it. That is how you solve for x in one step and multi-step equations. If you'd like to leave any comments, or if you have any other questions on things we covered or something related to it, please do so or post them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for more. Thank you.